Good morning, church family. Today we are in Genesis chapter 44. And this is a very interesting and dramatic chapter about Joseph and his brothers. Have you ever met someone who was so self-absorbed and so concerned only about themselves that you think they could never change? In Genesis 44, we see such a person. As the story continues, we see Joseph continue to put his brothers through some tests to see if they had changed at all over the years. Were they still evil and treacherous? I know Joseph is the main character in this chapter, but I would like to look specifically at Judah today. Judah appears to be the spokesman for his brothers before Joseph. Remember, Judah was the one who suggested to his brothers that they sell Joseph into slavery. And then he joined his brothers in lying about what they had done to Joseph back in chapter 37. At this time in his life, Judah demonstrated very little regard for his brother Joseph or his father Jacob. He was so jealous of Joseph that he was willing to kill him back in chapter 37. He was probably very upset with his father Jacob that he favored Joseph over him and all his other brothers. Somewhere in the years that followed, Judah had a dramatic change in his heart. In verse 33, we see a man who had once sold one little brother into slavery, now offered to become a slave himself to save another favored little brother. At this point, Judah was so concerned about his father and his younger brother that he was willing to die for them. We need to remember that God can work a complete change in even the most selfish kind of person. We should never give up hope on ourselves or others. In verse 18 to the end of the chapter, Judah makes a very moving and heartfelt plea and confession of the sins that he and his brothers had committed. Judah very courageously defended himself and his brothers and pled for mercy. He offered to put himself in Benjamin's place. Becoming a slave was a terrible fate, but Judah was determined to keep his promise to his father. Judah was the fourth son of 12. Through him, God would bring David and later still Jesus the Messiah. So tomorrow in chapter 45, we'll see the results of Judah's confession. Well, enjoy your time in Genesis chapter 44 and have a good day.